You're preparing for a new season and you're in a new role. We're here at Loughborough. It's been a great session today. How have you found it?
Yeah, coming to Loughborough is always sort of the highlights of the winter. It can get quite long and repetitive if we're always training in the Gateway at Derby. So it's great to come to Loughborough. Brilliant facilities here, and I think the lads enjoy it as well.
Yeah, and I mentioned the new role there. You were always a senior player who was helping players along, but how have you found the transition into being part of the coaching team?
Yeah, I've absolutely loved it, to be honest. I've got some great people to learn off with Mickey, Ajmal, and Chris. So, whether it's been the coaching side and adding as much value as I can, throwing as many balls as I can, and then obviously doing a bit more on the analyst side as well with Chris. And yeah, I can't wait for the season to start now.
Yeah. Has there been any difficulties kind of going to that side of things with players who you played alongside even last season?
No, the lads have been brilliant, to be honest. I couldn't. We've got a great set of lads here, and they've been brilliant. So yeah, no problems as of yet. So happy days.
Yeah, you talk about learning from Mickey there. I suppose it must be one of every young coach's dream, mustn't it, to learn from someone with that kind of experience?
Yeah, I mean he's managed a lot of different teams, a lot of different players, and just to sort of lean on his experience a little bit of how he manages different players, different personalities. And also his coaching pedigree as well. He's worked with some of the best players in the world, so little nuggets here and there, taking that on, and I can only be a better coach for that.
Yeah, you're working very closely with Chris Hyton. Of course, he himself has moved into a slightly more fleshed out role with the second 11 coaching as well. Recently held the second 11 trials.
Yeah.
What kind of feedback do we have from that, and how excited are you to see those lads perform?
Yeah, so the second 11 trial, they went really well. We had so many people. I think we had up to 400 people apply, so we had to really tighten that up, and we could only see a number of them, which was disappointing, but there'll be other opportunities to see other players as well. Some of the talent we saw was amazing, and they've been netting with us here at Loughborough and at Derby, and we've seen some really good young players, so we'll keep an eye on them throughout the season, I'm sure, and for longer, and they're definitely on our radar now from being at that day.
Yeah, and one thing when I spoke to Chris about the second 11 was he really wanted to foster a winning mentality, because that's something that the first team are really pushing for. So how nice is it to kind of go into that and know that you can transition what you worked with Mickey on last season into that environment?
Yeah, exactly. I think that gives playing under Mickey for a year has definitely given me the idea of how the second team wants to be run and coached. So I get what he needs. He's very simple in his messaging. We want to win things as a club, and I'm no different. So as much as we can make that sort of winning culture at the club throughout the second team, first team, academy, pathway stuff, we want to be the county of choices instead.
Yeah, and lastly, we're staring out at the moment. It's a pretty dull day over in England, but you'll be in Spain from next week with the lads. You've been on many tours as a player. How much you look forward to getting stuck into that as a coach?
Awesome. So as much as you can train on inside, there's nothing like getting the grass underneath your feet. So hopefully some good weather out there, some great practice, and some real challenges for the first team, I guess. There's a few places up for grabs, I'm sure. So everyone will be wanting to get in that first team of the season, and no better place than outside Desert Springs to prove why you should be in there.